I've believed for a long time fortune favours those who dare. If you have an urge or intuitively feel you'd like to connect with somebody, no matter who they are, then do so. The pathway is there for us now. It can be done.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Pat Armitstead. The last time we spoke, you were episode 419 of the 12-minute convos. It was just about 2 years, 8 months, 10 days, 6 hours when we last recorded our conversation.
I invite everybody to step up and find the path. And if you're not sure what that path is, find someone who can help you decipher and harness that. For we are here to bring joy, not just into our own lives, but into the lives of others.
That was then. This is now. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm just reveling in that passage of time. Oh, my goodness. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah.
What a great conversation. We didn't stick to the 12-minute rule with our conversation. We went just a bit longer, probably about 17 minutes overall. But such of a great conversation. We started our conversation about you being a connector and the power of how that created so much, as well as a shameless promoter. I loved when you said that. How are you doing, my friend? Please update us.
Well, I don't know if I'd mentioned back then, but I have been on a recovery from a protracted illness, some immune problems. And when we last spoke, I was probably just in that emerging phase, I think. So I'm really pleased to be reporting, the last 15 months I've been back at work, delivering a contract on mental health in the workplace, supporting leaders and managers to be having brave conversations around anxiety, depression, stress, and suicide ideation, and to be helping them to have those conversations. For most people, it's really awkward. And I had just been astonished. It's been predominantly men, and I've just been astonished at their willingness to go there and be in this space, which is very different to how it was 20 years ago.
At that time, you were a nurse. Did your specialty stem into mental illness?
Not specifically, no, but I always had a care for the way in which people were emotionally wounded by their illness. Anything that leaves you incapacitated is cause for grief, and most people also don't know how to grieve well. So I've always had a concern for being a balm, being a soft place for people to land. And then the turn of the century, I had a series of losses, and they were the driver for me to be really shifting and going deep into this area, to be supporting people through grief and loss, helping them find some joy when it appears there's none.
You said that the degree to which we support others is the degree to which we support ourselves. Is this something you experienced and in so doing are now able to help others with?
Yes, I think so. When I had all of those experiences back around 2000, I ended up doing 2 pilot programs in aged care. And even though I was still grieving a lot for all of my losses, including my partner of 20 years leaving, I would arrive in this aged care facility and 29 residents loved me at a time when I thought love had left my life. My family hadn't spoken and still haven't since 1989. And so I would walk into this environment of people who were new to me and they loved me. And I really got to see it's like as I step into myself and contribute to these elderly people, then I am restoring myself, because look at this love and no judgment from these older people, just appreciation for who I was each time. And that was the beginning of Joyology. Through that, I did a 15-month program there. And through that, it just let me draw all the threads together of what I thought I wanted to take forward in this new initiative And so I have, delivering a good grief program, a stress, humour and health program, and more recently, this workplace wellbeing.
Are you still helping build transformational speakers?
I have been, yes. That was a kind of a big focus for a couple of years, and I am still doing that, but less so now. Just this shift across to individual and workplace wellbeing. And if someone wants to move on and develop speaking and create a story, wonderful. I'm just really feeling this is where I can be most beneficial. If I can support leaders to be, I'm calling myself their Chief Empathy Officer. So I'm the new CEO, but I'm delivering on empathy or building empathy and enabling them to see and experience each other in the workplace in a less clinical way.
Mental agility. Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
My website is joyology.co.nz, or I have a page on LinkedIn just under my name, Pat Armitstead.
That's wonderful. Do you have any regrets, Pat? You've taken a route where you've dived into one aspect of a career and then you came out and now you're in. Do you have any regrets when you look back over the last couple of years?
If I had, well, I don't know if I could have prevented what happened with my health. However, that certainly has been a big regret. I was several years not working and, being single. And yes, in hindsight, I could have prepared myself better, but I never envisaged that I would be off sick for so long. So yes, yeah, the challenges of just being in that space. And anyhow, I learned a lot of things, learning to be with what is. So this is where I am at the moment and, not fretting too much about it.
Now you are doing a radio show, if I am not mistaken, where you're anchoring. Is that still going on?
No, I don't have my radio program at the moment. I have had a series called The Laughter Channel,
Yes.
where human interest meets humour interest. And I've done series 1 and preparing now for series 2 for that. But I do miss my radio program. I love that.
Of course we do, right? We love speaking.
Yes. And there's something about with radio, you just go into the room and you begin and you have to keep going. And unlike us, we're engaging with radio, there you just have to speak into that space and imagine the listener. So, you're prepared to a certain extent, but you've got to maintain the conversation all on your own. And for me, that was thrilling to, bring all the tonal variety, range and scope, speak slowly and softly into the mic and share secrets with the listeners, or to, be more energetic, to choose what I thought was topical. And I had guests, so that added some variety too. But yes, I loved that diversity, and you've just got to go. So, you've got to trust yourself. It's going to be perfect.
Well, Pat, I want to say thank you for all that you've been doing, staying true to who you are, staying true to your own unique real self. It's a great pleasure to have had the opportunity to call after a couple of years and to hear that you are still pursuing, even more so that your health is improved, but to hear that you're still pursuing the things that of your heart desire, and to see that you're helping others. Zig said, help enough other people get what they want and you will get what you want. The fact of the matter is the book's The Tipping Point, and of course the power of intention has transformed your life and you continue to help others. So I want to say thank you for coming back onto the podcast as well. In closing, my friend, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I've believed for a long time fortune favours those who dare, and I recently wrote to New Zealand's Prime Minister. You might have seen and heard of her beautiful demonstration of empathy to the victims of the shooting in New Zealand.
Yes.
And we can engage with anybody. And so, that would be my encouragement. It's like if you have an urge or intuitively feel you'd like to connect with somebody, no matter who they are, then do so. The pathway is there for us now. It can be done.
Well, Pat, my friend, again, it's been such a great pleasure. Thank you, my friend, for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.